Hello and welcome to Mitv Primetime News. I am Teresa Adeyemi. We'll begin the news tonight with the headlines. Flag flies at half-masted British High Commission in Abuja in honor of late Queen Elizabeth II. President Buhari inaugurates our Presidential Committee on National Economy. From the foreign scene, United Kingdom mounts Queen Elizabeth II with flowers, gun salute amidst somber mood tributes worldwide. Sport. Sporting world pay tribute to Queen Elizabeth II. Now the news in details. The British national flag was flown at half-mast on Friday at the British High Commission in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory. This comes as a sign of respect for Queen Elizabeth II, a day after the world's longest-serving monarch died at her Scottish home at age 96. She had ruled the United Kingdom since 1952 and was also head of state in 14 Commonwealth countries around the world. The UK government said in a statement following the death of Her Majesty, the Queen, all officious flag, including the Union flag, should be half-masted from as soon as possible today until 0800, the day following the Queen's state funeral. President Muhammadu Buhari has said that despite the disruptions in global economy and internal troubles, the Nigerian economy has continued to be resilient and maintains an upward trajectory. Speaking at the Presidential Villa Abuja on Friday during the inauguration of the Presidential Committee on the National Economy, President Buhari said the COVID-19 pandemic, the war in Ukraine, and the loss of substantial volumes of oil have had negative impacts on the Nigerian economy. President Buhari, however, assured Nigerians that despite these hiccups necessitating borrowings from financial sources, the current administration remains committed to the welfare of the citizens, especially the implementation of the social investment programs. On the mandate and constitution of the committee under his headship with representations from state governors, President Buhari said he's convinced that it will deliver as expected for the benefit of the populace.
I am pleased to inaugurate the Presidential Committee on the National Economy today. There is no better time to form a team of national economic experts than now. Just as the world was beginning to recover from the coronavirus, the conflict in the Black Sea region between Ukraine and Russia worsened the challenges already being faced and created additional problems to which policymakers are having to respond. Our economy continues to grow despite adverse effects of rising interest rates, a stronger United States dollar, and higher inflation across the world.
The Ebonyi State Governor, David Umahi, has expressed confidence that victory of the All Progressive Congress in the 2023 general elections is a foregone conclusion. Governor Umahi, who made this known on Friday while briefing the State House correspondent on his private audience with President Muhammadu Buhari at the Presidential Villa Abuja. He expressed confidence on the ruling party to return to power in 2023. The governor, while describing zeal and desire of the Labour Party presidential candidate for the 2023 elections, Peter Obi, to rule the country as appreciable, he expressed confidence in the All Progressive Congress APC chances in the 2023 general elections. He added that Peter Obi movement is a movement that may not translate to outright win.
I think that the movement of Peter Obi is an eyes-opener. And that's why I said I love what he's doing. I'm encouraged by what he's doing, because if he's not doing what he's doing, it means that Southeast would have been forgotten. So while my party takes the victory, he has prepared, he would have prepared a very good ground for the Southeast presidency, so that nobody is going to write us off. And you can see the level of his acceptability, which does not translate to victory over APC, I'm sure of that, but it's a good movement.
From Oyo State comes the report that the Senate Committee on Electoral Matters has affirmed that no section of the 2022 Electoral Act will be ignored in order to ensure a smooth, fair and credible election in 2023. The Vice Chairman of the committee, Olaleko Mustafa, made this known when he led a delegation to pay a courtesy visit to the Oyo State government. The delegation was received by the Deputy Governor of Oyo State, Adebayo Lawal, and other top government functionaries in the state. Leader of the delegation, Waspekan, says a major significance of the law is that it has returned power to the people, noting that the guidelines would be strictly adhered to.
We had so many meetings, caucuses, and open meetings. Of course, at the National Assembly, it's one National Assembly, it's not a party's National Assembly, because we all work together and we listen to ourselves. We take inputs from different, we take opinions from different people and different tendencies for us to be able to come up with the 2022 Electoral Act. I want to say with all emphasis that not every document may not be perfect, but the Electoral Act of 2022, if you need to amend any part of it, it will be very minimal.
Act 2022. Now, the sensitization is not just enough by this committee. I think INEC will take it upon itself to do a little more than what the Senate committee is doing. Because we must have the template across the nation, give impression that even if people are thinking that they will rig election or snatch ballot.
Still on politics, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has called on President Muhammadu Buhari to immediately call Governor Yahaya Bello to order and place him and his supporters on the security watch list ahead after 2023 general elections. The Kogi State Chairman, PDP, Sam Uhuru, made the call on Friday while addressing journalists in Abuja. Uhuru expressed worry over the attitude of Governor Yahaya Bello, who is supposed to be the chief security officer of the state. Protecting lives and properties has become a bully and a traitor who goes about arrogantly issuing threats to the innocent people.
PDP therefore calls on President Muhammad Buhari with the highest sense of humility to immediately call Governor Yahaya Bello to order and place him and his supporters on security watch list ahead of the 2023 general election. Our party also, with all sorts of civility, charges the Inspector General of Police to immediately commence a comprehensive investigation into the activities of Governor Yahaya Bello, with a view of nipping this ugly trend in the bud, as well as possibly prosecuting him at the end of his tenure.
The president of the National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, Comrade Umar Farouk Lawal, has urged the federal government through the Ministry of Education to, within 7 working days, resolve the lingering strike by the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU. The association noted that failure to do so, it shall mobilize the students towards occupying the Ministry of Education until their demands are met. Speaking during a World Press Conference in Abuja, the NANS national president, while rolling out the association's demand, also charged the federal government to set visitation panels to address issues of all politically expelled and rusticated students. Correspondent Miriam Enakimon reports that Lawal said the stakeholders of the education sector should be engaged in ensuring education is given the desired attention by increment of budgetary allocation to the Ministry of Education in order to meet up with UNESCO recommendation.
The federal government, through Ministry of Education, should within few working days resolve the lingering ASUU strike, as we shall mobilize our students towards occupying the Ministry of Education until our demands are met. The federal government should set visitation panel to address issue of all political expelled and rusticated students. 3, that all stakeholders of education should be engaged in ensuring education is given the desired attention by increment of budgetary allocation to Ministry of Education in order to meet up with UNESCO recommendation.
Here in Lagos, the state governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has sworn in 2 new tutors, general and permanent secretaries and 9 permanent secretaries, and the State Public Service and a 5-man standing tribunal of inquiry into chieftaincy matters in the state. The tribunal, which is to be chaired by Justice Owolabi Dabiri, is to ensure peace and harmony and the process and procedures of succession into traditional stews within and among communities in the state. At the joint swearing-in ceremony at the Lagos House, Alausa, Governor Sanwo-Olu said the appointment were based on merit and competence. The governor urged them to use their wealth of experience to bring about reformative development to the state for the benefit of residents. Correspondent Fauzia Gbadinyoka Bakari reports that the governor immediately deployed the new permanent secretaries into ministry, with Bola Ontoriola deployed to the Ministry of Transportation, among others.